Hi guys, welcome to Adam McKola TV. This is MUFC Transfer Talk. Just shy of 20 episodes now this summer. Hope you guys are all doing well. It's Tuesday. I almost forgot what day it was. I never know what day it is in the summer. Without a football calendar to guide me, my whole body is out of sync. But anyway, we're here to continue talking about transfers now. The transfer window isn't even over yet. And I'm already bored of a lot of this, but we're going to stick through it. We're going to keep plugging away, and we're going to discuss some of the moves and some of the news that is in the headlines today. Obviously, the title today is about Alvaro Morata. Now, this is something that's been teased for a while now. For weeks, we've heard it's going to be after his wedding. It's going to be after his honeymoon. United have agreed terms with the player. We just need to agree a fee with Real Madrid. We're in negotiations. Negotiations are going well. We just need to agree a fee. And it's been that way for a while now. It's been at a stalemate with Real Madrid where we need to we just need to get the fee agreed. Apparently United want to pay around 60 million. Real Madrid want around 75 million. These are what the rumours are saying. And United need to nail down a fee straight away. Now, Ash says he's been on honeymoon. Now, I do agree with that. And this is where this new news comes from today. He has been on his honeymoon. And AS are reporting out in Spain that he has returned from Ibiza on his strange place for a honeymoon, by the way. But those guys go to the nice parts. So, you know what I mean? They're spending money anyway. 5-star, whatever. So they could be in Blackpool and still be living the dream. But anyway, let me keep moving on. He's left Ibiza in hopes of forcing Real Madrid to accept a fee from Manchester United. He's gone to Madrid in hopes of speeding up the deal, in hopes of forcing Real Madrid to accept a fee from Manchester United. Now, I don't really know what him leaving Ibiza, going back to Madrid, is going to do to speed up the deal. Because it's up to Manchester United and Ed Woodward to get this deal finalised. So what is Alvaro Morata going to do to push that forward? I'm not too sure. But anyway, that's the way it is at the moment. And those are the reports coming out of Spain, that this Alvaro Morata deal is now heading into decisive hours. Whether these are 6 to 12 hours, 24 hours, 72 hours, 5,000 hours, I'm not quite sure. But we're heading into decisive hours. Now, as Titan says, be patient, guys. Don't worry. If he comes, he comes. Now, look, I think Morata will come to Manchester United. I think it's just a case of getting this deal done and getting this fee agreed with Real Madrid. They obviously don't mind selling him. Although Zinedine Zidane wants to keep him, it's believed. They obviously don't mind selling him, and they need to raise funds to be able to buy players that they want to buy. The likes of Kylian Mbappe, Eden Hazard. Who will they get this summer? I'm sure Real Madrid will be buying a big name player for big money, and they need to raise fee. They need to raise money for that to get that is sold to raise part of that fee. They're trying to get the most out of Manchester United as possible, as teams do. And I believe eventually we will agree a fee. Whether that fee is going to be agreed in the next week, in the next 2 weeks, I'm not too sure. But I really do hope it's before Manchester United set off for that pre-season tour. And I believe that United will make sure a deal's done by then as well. Because you got to look at, Jose Mourinho will want to have Alvaro Morata as part of his team. He will want to have him in his squad for the pre-season tour. It's important to have these guys playing and training with each other straight away as quickly as possible. You don't want all of your signings coming in between middle of pre-season and they haven't had much of a pre-season already, because that's not constructive. We need to hit the ground running in the Premier League this season. And Morata now, hopefully this deal will be concluded this week. I've read elsewhere that it will be concluded this week, but it seems like they're using the literal translation of the AS article, which says it's heading into the decisive hours, and they're assuming that is this week. Because what the papers can do is they can say it's going to be in the next 48 hours, 72 hours. They may know that this deal is going to go down eventually. They may not have a time frame, but the more they keep saying 24, 48, 72 hours, they can always string you along and say something else. So we know that's how newspapers work. They don't mind moving the goalposts, and I'm sure Morata will be sorted very, very soon. This is a signing, by the way, as well, that I'm actually quite looking forward to, because I think he will improve the side. He's obviously not coming with the ego and the experience and the presence of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But he's a player that comes in, he can get goals, he can finish, he can create goals. He's a number 9, but he can drop deep. He's comfortable with his back to goal. He can pass, he can move. And I think he would also open up spaces for other players as well. And I think when you look at Morata coming in, it would be an exciting signing. So I am looking forward to this one, hopefully getting sorted and getting done. And the news at the moment seems to suggest it will be very, very soon. Gareth says, what have I missed? I was asleep. You haven't missed much. We're about 6 minutes into the stream at the moment. We're just talking about the latest reports in Spain in regards to Alvaro Morata. Now, as you know, this one's been dragging on for a while now. We've heard that it's going to be sorted in the next couple of days for the last couple of weeks. But hopefully, this deal will be sorted soon. It's believed Morata has left his honeymoon in Ibiza, headed to Madrid to speak with the club and hopefully get this deal over the line very, very soon. These latest reports are coming out of Spain and AS. But as I said, when you look at the reliable sort, DiMarzio, etc., they've all been reporting the same thing, that Manchester United have accepted terms with the players. They've agreed the personal terms, but now they just need to agree a fee with Real Madrid, and it's the fee that's dragging things along at the moment. So what are you guys making of this Morata news? I was going to say new Morata news, but it isn't really new, is it? It's been dragging along for a while now. Hayden says, what's going on with Matic? We will talk about Matic a little bit later on today. Guys, we've got over 350 people in at the moment, just shy of 400. So thank you all for getting involved in McKola TV today. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe as well. Can we hit 40,000 subscribers by the start of the Premier League campaign? I'm sure if United make a few signings, that will help towards adding a few subscribers with those live streams. But at the moment, we're plugging away with the MUFC transfer talk videos, and we got lots more coming up for you as well. If you don't know, I'm entering into a tournament with Full-Time Devils and Ball Street. I'm sure you've seen that advertised around a few places. Cheeky Sport are involved. A few other teams are involved as well. Really looking forward to that. I think it's very, very soon, in one of the weekends in July. So that's coming up soon, and I'm hoping to do a vlog for my channel as well for that. So we'll have those kind of videos coming up, and loads of other football videos. If you remember, I did the video with Craig Mitch. If you haven't seen it yet, you can find that on my channel on the homepage. It's in one of the playlists. But I did a video with Craig Mitch, call out penalties. So I want to do more videos like that as well with other YouTubers. So we'll have lots more coming and lots more vlogs too. And as Robert says, we're at 33,000 and continually growing. We're not far off 34,000 at the moment, and the target's 40,000 by the beginning of the Premier League campaign. I'm sure we can do that if we keep up the rate we have been going in the last couple of weeks. But thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all the old subscribers. You guys are absolute legends. David Hurst says, you can't live the dream in Blackpool. I suppose that, mate. I was getting a little bit carried away, wasn't I? Adam at number 9 would score a hat-trick every match, says Shrias. I don't think I would. I talk a good game, but it's a different story pulling on that shirt for Manchester United. I know you were joking anyway. Jo says he saw Morata in Sainsbury's, which I'm sure means the move is definitely on. Rifat says, who would you rather have, Morata or Kane? Now, I would obviously, well, I don't know if it's obvious actually. I would prefer Harry Kane, because I think Harry Kane is the perfect Premier League striker at the moment, given his age, his potential, his current ability, the goals that he brings to a team, the way he could lead the line for Man United, the way he could replace Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Kane would be a fantastic signing. But what you've also got to look at is the fact we're not going to get him. Let's be realistic. And it's the same thing with Fabinho and Matic. People, their criticism of Matic, because they would rather have going over the top in Fabinho. That to me is very, very silly and very, very immature. It reminds me of when we had Berbatov and Tevez wouldn't be being played. And because Tevez wouldn't be being played, people would take that out on Berbatov. Berbatov was a fantastic player. Whether you preferred Tevez or not was another story. But people seem to make Berbatov a scapegoat because Tevez wasn't playing. And it seems to be the same case. If we did sign Matic, people would make him a scapegoat and put extra pressure on him because he's not Fabinho, the one that everybody wanted. So, I mean, you need to be a little bit grown up and a little bit sensible about these things. You're not always going to get your first choice players. You're not always going to make your first choice signings. I gave you the story yesterday about when I was a little kid, and I always wanted Patrick Kluivert. I wanted Patrick Kluivert to sign for United. I think it was the summer when we signed Dwight York. We signed Dwight York, and look what he went on to achieve. And yet I was there as a kid thinking, I don't want Dwight York, I want Patrick Kluivert. Dwight York's been playing at Villa, and I know Dwight York was banging in the goals for Villa in the Premier League. But me being me, and me really wanted Kluivert, I took that out on Dwight York initially. And then Dwight York smashed it and made me shut up. So, I mean, you need to be really mature about these things. You might not always get what you want in life, but trust me, things will go to plan. If Jose Mourinho gets the players that he wants, if he gets 4 or 5 players this summer that he wants, that he trusts, that he believes in, then Manchester United will make the right improvements and hopefully go forward and win the league next season. Because that has to be the plan. We have to be winning the league next season. Raf and Roll, thank you for getting involved. Akash says he loves full-time Devils. Thank you, mate. We've got over 500 people in the live stream at the moment. And we've got 120 likes. So come on, guys. Let's see if at least half of you can hit that. I want to see that ad go up to 260 likes in the next couple of minutes. Come on, hit that like button. It's not difficult. Morata's supposed to be done by this week, apparently, says Hassan. And that's what we're talking about at the moment, mate. Those reports initially come from AS. And they didn't particularly say that United are going to agree and get the deal done this week. They said that the move is heading into the decisive hours. Now, people have been saying this for a long, long time. Everybody's been saying it for a long, long time. British press, foreign press, everybody, that this Morata deal, terms are done. United need to agree a fee. And it's been at a stalemate for a while now. AS are reporting that Morata's left his honeymoon. He got married at the weekend and he's left his honeymoon to head to Madrid to hopefully get this deal done. I don't see how him being there is going to speed things up. I'm sure he could have said what he needed to say on the phone. Because it's not Jose Mourinho. It's Ed Woodward and Manchester United that have to get the deal done, not Morata. So United just need to get a fee agreed with Real Madrid ASAP. They're obviously going to play hardball with us. We played hardball with them for ages with David De Gea. They're going to do the same to us. Man United Zone says check out his Andreas Pereira video, so make sure you go and do that after you've watched this live stream, of course. Make sure you hit that like button, share and subscribe as well. Let's give you a live subscriber count at the minute. We are on 33,677. So let's see if we can get that to 33,700 before we log off today. We will be talking about other things today as well. We're not just talking about Morata. Thank you, Emilio Chiodi, as well, for getting involved, mate. Thank you. Shreya says he believes in Ed Woodward. Tim says he felt the same about Dwight York before he became a legend. That season with him and Andy Cole, fucking hell. What a combination. Reese says we've got to win the treble next year. You can't go into any season expecting to win a treble. Remember 2008 when we won the Premier League and the Champions League? We were so close to winning a treble that year. Look how good that team was. We lost to Portsmouth in the FA Cup. So close to going through to a semi-final, cup final. That was frustrating. But it shows you how difficult it is to win the treble. We won the treble last season, didn't we? Charity Shield, Europa League, League Cup. What was it from Jose? What was he doing that? Oh, what a guy. He loves boiling piss, doesn't he? Thank you, Jeff. He says he only gets his United news from Adam McKola TV and Full-Time Devils. Thank you very much, Jeff. Van Nistelrooy was that guy, says Little Yo-Yo. Totally agree with you, mate. Sean or Oysin says, have you got a season ticket? I do, mate. Remember Rio playing in goal? I do, Andrew. And I'm sure he nearly saved the penalty as well. I don't know if I'm wrong about that, but I'm sure he was very close to saving the penalty. We've got over 600 people in at the moment, and we have hit over 200 likes now as well. So we're edging closer to 250. But now we've got 600 people in. It only means we've got to hit 300 likes. Mr. DK Gaming, I will not answer your question because this is that bullshit that I don't like. There is no drama. They only want you to believe there's drama, so people talk about their shit channel. Get over it. Nangalan, £40 million bid, says FIFA Gamer HD. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's true. I think Nangalan's a decent player. I think he'd be absolute class in the Premier League, snapping legs and flying into tackles and everything. But I don't think we're after him, to be honest. I'm not sure those rumours are true. But what do I know, eh? Sorry, Usain. I'm guessing that's the right way, seeing as you give me it there. So the Matic thing is really true, says Kogi. I don't know, mate. I genuinely don't know. Because we've seen in the past, we've seen in the past that Manchester United have briefed British press one thing, or British press have been saying one thing all summer. Foreign press have been saying another thing all summer. And foreign press have proved to be right. It's why you've seen such a thing about it on social media at the moment, that everyone's saying, no, Matic ain't happening, because DiMarzio says Fabinho. And given the track records of the people that say Matic and the people that say Fabinho, you would tend to think Fabinho is the more likely and Matic isn't really happening. I mean, since we heard the news that United agreed a fee and terms with Matic, we haven't heard much since. Now, of course, Matic could very well happen and Fabinho could happen, because as I was going to go on to a little bit later, but I'll come on to it now, the Independent are today reporting that Jose Mourinho will still try to sign Monaco midfielder Fabinho even after recruiting Nemanja Matic from Chelsea. So the British press are still convinced United are going to sign Nemanja Matic, and they're also then going to foreign sources and saying they're also going to sign Fabinho too. It could be one or the other. I think signing both would be a huge blow to the likes of Timothy Fosu-Mensah. Timothy Fosu-Mensah plays right back and central defensive midfield. Matic plays central defensive midfield. Fabinho plays right back, central defensive midfield. If we sign both of them, what the hell is going to go on with Timothy Fosu-Mensah? There's no point keeping him at the club then, unless you're going to be benching Fabinho and Matic and new signings all the time. Man like Timothy Fosu-Mensah needs to be playing for Man United next season. He needs to be getting minutes. He needs to be appearing, not starting, in at least 20 games. He needs to be getting minutes under his belt, because it's no good having him and not using him. It was all right last season. He could have learnt an awful lot. And I think bringing in Matic or Fabinho makes sense, because we've lost Schweinsteiger, we've lost Schneiderlin, etc., etc. But bringing in both Fabinho and Matic would be a crazy decision for Timothy Fosu-Mensah, in my opinion. And I really hope that we don't bring in the two, unless Fabinho's replacing Valencia. But can you really see Valencia being dropped to the bench permanently next season? Because I cannot see that happening. We just went over 700 watching briefly and then dropped just below it. But thank you guys for getting involved. 300 away from a record on Adam McKola TV. Can we hit that 4-figure viewers on a live stream in today's live stream? It would be great if it happened. The last time we hit a record was about a week ago now, so it'd be nice to do that now. Make sure you're hitting that like button as well. Canel says, what did I miss? We've basically been talking about Alvaro Morata and how AS are reporting in Spain that Morata has left his honeymoon to travel to Madrid to speak with the club and hopefully speed up this move to Manchester United. We've also been talking about the Matic news. There's not much happening with that since the kind of decisive reporting yesterday in British press that Matic was on his way to Man United for £40 million. But Independent are saying today that United will not only sign Matic, but we will also try to sign Fabinho. In my opinion, signing Fabinho and Matic will be a ridiculous decision, because then you look at Timothy Fosu-Mensah and you've got to worry for his future. And then in the final part of today's stream, we were also going to talk about Mateo Darmian again. I have to go to that, unfortunately, to that newspaper that you know we all hate. So I'm not going to mention their name. They can go fuck themselves, the scumbags. There's a little hint, the scum. So they are saying Jose Mourinho wants talks with Mateo Darmian to head off interest from Juventus. United chief will make the future of the Italian fullback one of his top priorities when the squad return to Carrington next month. Juve are keen to land the Italy international, and a move to Turin appeals as he has just married his wife in his homeland. However, Mourinho still believes Mateo Darmian, who cost 12.7 million from Torino 2 years ago, is a useful squad man. And therein lies the regular football, week in, week out. Then Manchester United will be having to offer the same thing to him. And we can't. At left back, we've got to hope that Luke Shaw can push on, that Luke Shaw can get minutes. Fabinho, when you look at these players, they're all very, very good players. But again, Mateo Darmian isn't going to be starting. So you've got to be worried about that. Now, Guled says get rid of Young, not Darmian. Now, I totally to Juventus for the first team football, for the regular football in his home country. As an Italian, I wouldn't be surprised if he did that. Particularly with Dani Alves about to leave as well. So you've got to look at all these things. Mustafa says let Young go and keep Darmian as well. Shashank says would you rather have Messi? Oh, fuck's sake. Come on, Shashank. Come on, mate. Emilio says he's enjoying this channel. A lot of you guys are talking sense, which I think he means not just me, but you guys in the comments as well. And I have to say, I absolutely adore you guys in the comments. Even you guys that give me a little bit of grief, I absolutely adore you too, because you're absolute legends. Absolute legends. Get rid of Mensah, sell him to Bury, says 24 Sumo. No, you're not a legend, mate. Don't say such stupid things, please. Am I on FTD tonight, says Zane. I am on Full-Time Devils tonight, actually. I will be on Full-Time Devils at 11 p.m. for tomorrow's transfers today. So make sure you join us then for that. I'm sure it will be another good live stream. And we'll be looking at the newspapers, tomorrow's newspapers tonight. So make sure you join me for that one. Why aren't I on Soccer Saturday? I didn't see who said that as it moved on very, very quickly. Is it possible that we get both Morata and Belotti, says Hassan? I don't think so. FIFA Gamer says I'm his best YouTuber. Thank you, mate. I know there's a lot of YouTubers out there at the moment, but it's nice to be someone's favourite, even if it's just you. It's just me and you, mate. It's all good though. What about loaning Timbo? No, I think we need to loan Timbo out if we do not have promises to him that he's going to get first team football. We need to. Matic isn't wrapped up, shoot neutrality. He isn't wrapped up yet, although British press seem to think it's very, very close to being done. Hello from Northern Ireland, says Ewan. Itoro says, give us a wave. How you doing, mate? Asian Romero, why do you love Mensah, says 24 Suma. That's a funny comment. I love him because I think he's a supremely talented young player. I think he's strong, quick, he can tackle, he can pass, he can cover a number of positions, but I think he's stronger in central defensive midfielder. And I think he has all the makings to become a top central midfielder in Europe in his future. So I think Manchester United need to give him minutes, need to give him time. Because I think alongside the likes of Paul Pogba, he could blossom with him and grow into a fantastic player. And we need to make sure that's at Man United, man. We need to make sure. One player to sell from this squad, says Little Yo-Yo. I can see the likes of Ashley Young leaving. I can see the likes of Wayne Rooney hopefully leaving, because I don't want him to stay at Manchester United. I don't want him to stay at Manchester United and ruin his legacy any more than he possibly has with some people. He needs to move now, because you can't offer anything to this club anymore. Unless you're taking a wage hit and unless you're happy with sitting on the bench, you genuinely cannot offer anything to United at the moment. Emily says, is there a Pogba song? No, there isn't, but hopefully someone makes one next season. Zacharias in 0121. Hi, mate. Some more Birmingham Reds. Go United, says Sufyan. Calvin says, what's up? What's up, Calvin? I hope you're doing well, mate. Apologies for that, guys. Apologies for that. Hit refresh on the stream and it will all catch up. I noticed that the rate of my stream dropped massively and it wasn't coming through as clearly, so I had to fix that, and I've fixed that now. A little switch up, but we're back now. Travis, I don't hate them. I pity them. They're embarrassing, mate. Absolute embarrassment. And the fact that it gets people worked up is even hilarious. Like, idiots believe him. Anyway, when am I getting a trim? Who said that? He's catching up now, man. Fix up. Come on, guys. Give me a break here. We're doing daily streams every day. There's bound to be a few issues along the way. What's the news being? Just tuned in, mate, says Angus. So basically, the latest news is apparently, according to Spanish reports, Morata has left his honeymoon to join, to head to Madrid and have a chat, have a meeting with Madrid to try and speed up this deal and this move to Manchester United. But I don't understand why he's going to do that. What is that going to do? Because Manchester United have to agree a fee with Real Madrid. They have to agree a fee with Real Madrid. So until we do that, he's useless to this situation. United need to meet the fee ASAP because we need Morata with our squad before the pre-season starts. Now, we've still got enough time to get that done, so I'm not worrying yet. But it will be a worry if this time next week this deal isn't sorted. And a few other deals aren't sorted as well. So I hope we get 2 or 3 more done in the next 7 days. What if Madrid denies for Morata, says Drov? I don't think they will, mate, because they need to raise funds. They need to raise funds for their big signings. And Alvaro Morata isn't one of their first choice players, so he's not going to stick around. We have reached over 30 likes, and that's because the likes of Callum have been hitting that like button. So make sure you hit that like button. Punit, it's hard for them to be biased when their main man isn't a United fan. How can a fan channel have a lead presenter that isn't a Red? Think about that. Do you think Morata leaving early is unfair on his wife, says Reese? I'm sure she was happy with the situation, mate. I'm sure he made sure of that. What about James Rodriguez, says Ash? Haven't been asked this question recently, so I'll answer it. I did get this question asked so much in MUFC Transfer Talk, but I'm sure I'll answer it as we've had a lot of newcomers recently. So, in terms of James Rodriguez, sorry about that. In terms of James Rodriguez, I don't think Manchester United will sign James Rodriguez because, and the reason is because Real Madrid need to raise money to make their big signings. We know that. Morata comes into that bracket. James Rodriguez comes into that bracket. For weeks and months, his agent, Spanish press, have all been trying to link Alvaro Morata with Manchester United. They've all been trying to do that. But Manchester United haven't actually been in discussions with him. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if a month ago, Ed Woodward maybe said to Jose Mourinho, hey, do you want James Rodriguez? But I don't think James Rodriguez would be a man that Jose Mourinho would class as a priority. He doesn't strike me as a Jose Mourinho signing. And for that reason, I don't think James Rodriguez will end up at Man United. If you see most of the press, it's linking him with other clubs. And United's name gets dragged into it occasionally. But I only think that's to encourage bids, to raise the fee, and to encourage interest in the player. We have hit over 800 people in the live stream at the moment. Thank you very much, guys, for all getting involved. You're absolute fucking legends, and I love you all. Thank you for joining us. I have been told to stop swearing recently, so I'm going to try. Reece Shaw, how are you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Arif, my thoughts are bunch of wankers. Now stop asking me questions about them morons, will you? Because if you do, I'm going to keep telling you the truth, and you lot are going to keep getting offended because you have some weird affinity with them. You guys do. A few of you do anyway. But anyway, you can watch whatever you want. I don't care. But as long as you're in here, just don't talk about them morons. Stop doing it. Fareed, I love you, mate. Matt to leave, says Kaz. No way, Jose. At least Timbo is Premier League proven, says Kukos. I don't think he's Premier League proven yet. I think it'd be hard to say that. He has had some very good performances in the Premier League, but he needs to play more. Kid Dark Aaron, how you doing? Marstar, thank you for getting involved. Nelly Z says Young and Darmian both to go. Arif hitting the nail on the head. What's the most amount of swear words I can fit into a sentence, says Thomas. I don't want to do that. My stream will probably get pulled. Karen is in Toronto. How you doing, mate? How you doing out there in Toronto? I've got some family out there in Canada. I've never been, but I would like to go. I hear Canada's a great place, man. I really would like to go. Fellaini fan says Jose will never sell Fellaini. I agree with. Well, I don't think never. I think never's a bit strong, but I think Fellaini will be at Manchester United for at least the foreseeable future. Claude says, "Have my kids, Adam. Maybe one day, mate. Maybe one day." Stop swearing, says Ash. I apologise. Kind of. Maybe not. Nangalan Matic or FA Bingo. So what's FA Bingo? Do you mean Fabinho, mate? 850 viewers says, oh gosh, if we can get 50 more, it'll be a record. Adam, are you an Eskimo? Says, fantastic, Mr. Fox. I am not, unfortunately, although I wouldn't mind living in an igloo as long as it was warm. I know that kind of sounds weird. I hate the cold, but living in an igloo has always intrigued me. Gaz had a problem with Fellaini yesterday, says, oh gosh, whatever Gaz's problem is, that's his problem and not mine, and I can't talk for Gaz. It's 5:32 a.m. in Australia, in Melbourne, says Nick. Thank you, mate. That's dedication. You deserve a sticker or a cookie or a cup of coffee at least. Thank you for joining me, mate. Joy Brito, does James Wilson have a future at United? I think not, to be totally honest with you. I think there's a few younger players ahead of him in the pecking order. I think when you look at us playing a one-striker system, you have Marcus Rashford, you have Anthony Martial, possibly going to add others into the mix, Alvaro Morata. I don't think he really stands a chance of getting through. And it looked like he was a fantastic talent and had fantastic potential and was going to fulfill that potential at Man United. But a combination of injuries, maybe not applying himself well enough, has seen him fall out of favour at United. So it's been disappointing because you always like your players to really push on and, you know, your best young players to make an impact at the club. But unfortunately, he didn't. Does Howson really sell pies outside the stadium, says Kaz? He doesn't know, unfortunately, because I would definitely be his number one fan and his number one customer. Philippines representing, it's 3 a.m. here, says Seth. Marshall is leaving, haven't you heard? Get out, mate. Get out. I didn't even see your name because the comments move so quick, so you're probably happy about that, but get out. Don't you say such a thing. Mohammed's obsessed with me getting a trim. I don't need a trim yet. I'll be getting one in about a week or two. We fucked your treble up, says a Pompey fan. You did indeed, mate. Please answer, Adam, says Amy, without actually asking a question. It's 2:30 in Jamaica now, says Kendale. Been speaking to my missus recently about going to Jamaica. I really do want to head out there. Good day to the Oz listeners. Let me speak English. Good day to the Oz listeners, says Colbus. Why all this house and hate, says Itoro. This ain't no house and hate. Selling pies is a good thing. What's wrong with selling pies? No one hates house and here. O'Brien says it's 10:33 where he is. 8:34 someone said. Yeah, it's 8:34 where I am as well, mate. Is the Matic deal done now, says Chris Middleton. It isn't done at all. Now look. We have the British press that are saying this deal is done. They could be wrong, they could be right. But at the moment, it's not a done deal. We have the foreign press saying Fabinho is potentially on. It's not done yet. So we have two conflicts of interest. But Independent today are also reporting that United are going for both. So could it be a case that we're going to get Matic and Fabinho? I'm not too sure. But it could happen. If that happened, I wouldn't be too happy because I love Timothy Mensah too much. But I think people need to get over the fact that you may prefer Fabinho. If we end up with Matic, don't use your love for Fabinho to turn that into hatred for Matic, because he hasn't done nothing to deserve that. He's still a very, very decent player. So get real a little bit. Sometimes in life, you don't get what you want, but good things still come along, man. Don't worry about that. Anyway, guys, I've been Adam McKola. You guys have been legends. You've had a little bit longer from me today, 5 minutes longer. We will, of course, be adding more content to Adam McKola TV. So make sure you keep it locked, subscribe, like and share. Can we hit 40,000 subscribers by the start of the Premier League campaign? It's on at the moment, so make sure you keep helping me. Make sure you keep hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you like. For now, I'm Adam McKola. I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow.